Let's talk about nerves. Maybe it's pre-audition nerves, or maybe it's pre-show jitters, or maybe you have to give a speech, or maybe you have to give a presentation. Your heart is racing, you feel dizzy, you feel nauseous, you have to pee. All the feelings slam into you at once. How can you possibly go on stage and give a grounded, authentic, beautiful performance when you're feeling in such a heightened state? Let's talk about it. I'm Emery. I'm a theater director, choreographer, educator, enthusiast, performer, all of the things. And nerves are a part of my everyday life. So I wanted to share with you some of the techniques that I use and that other folks use to calm yourself before a big audition or before you have to go on stage. These range from very practical things that you can do for your mind and body to a little more woo-woo and a little more out there, but if you buy into them, they can greatly help. So we're gonna range the gambit today, and I hope that something sticks and something helps even just a little bit, because that feeling of nerves, if you carry that into your performance, your presentation, and you've got the nervous energy and the jitters and you're speaking too fast and you're stumbling over yourself and you're not really in your head and you're breathing, you can't catch your breath, none of that lends itself to being grounded and present in the moment. So practice these steps and hopefully they will help. So my first tip is getting our bodies physically into a present moment. And this just means gentle stretching. And why I say gentle stretching is this is not the time to be pushing to your limit or trying to get the splits for your first time or something like that. I just mean going from top to bottom throughout your body and stretching what is feeling tense, what needs to be stretched. Obviously, we hold a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders. What can you do to loosen that space? As a performer, we need to be able to breathe into our ribs and diaphragm area. So using a tennis ball to roll out some of the tension there and in our lower backs. Maybe you've been rehearsing all week and it's tech week and then it's opening night and your body is exhausted. You need to stretch your legs out, get your limbs moving and limber. So a gentle stretch can actually help ground you because it's taking all of this tension that's holding you in a tight wound ball of energy space and releasing it out a little bit. So take a gentle stretch. And we'll tie this one in with a couple things that we do later as well. One of the best things you can do when you're feeling anxious, nervous, terrified, all of those things, is breathing. So I'm going to give you two different breathing techniques that can work for the same thing. But the point is to bring us to a grounded, centered space and not let our breath escape from us when someone's in a panic or when you're feeling incredibly anxious and tight about something. Going into a breathing exercise can be something that really helps. So we talk about deep breathing techniques. There is an inhale for 4, hold for 8, release for 8, exhale for 8. So it forces us to take the deep breath in, hold, and go out as slow as possible. It slows everything down when we're in a space where everything is energy and frantic. It makes us slow and stop. So 4 in, hold for 8, 8 out, and repeat. 4 in, hold for 8, 8 out. So that's the 4, 8, and 8 method. The other method is the box breathing method, where it's 4 in, hold for 4, 4 out, hold for 4, 4 in, hold for 4, 4 out, hold for 4. So it's the same concept. It's just a pattern of breathing that takes our minds off of the panic that we're having and puts it into the breathing shape that we're creating. So you're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Using these breathing techniques is imperative to getting yourself out of a nervous body and into a calm, cool, and collected one. If you cannot control your breathing, you will not be able to control your nerves. They go hand in hand. So implement one of the deep breathing techniques, whatever one feels most comfortable for you, and use that pre-performance, pre-audition to get your breathing in your body in a sound space. Okay, we've done 2 very literal ones. We're going to talk a little bit more about 2 kind of more out there, believe in it ones. So the first one that I coach is visualization. This is one that is honestly new to me as a performer and something I've been working hard on in the last year. I've had a coach show me the importance of this, and then I am therefore sharing it with you. There's been studies that have shown that the concept of visualizing how something goes, our brain doesn't have a way of differentiating between that and your brain actually going through the thing. So if you're visualizing it completely enough, it is seeming to your body that you're going through it. So the goal is to visualize yourself being successful. This is the hugely important part. If you are like me and tend to panic, we tend to go to the worst case scenario. Oh my gosh, I'm going to fall off the stage. Oh my gosh, I'm going to forget my lines. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go flat on that note and it's going to be horrible and everyone's going to judge me. That's visualization. Imagination is visualization, except I'm picturing all of the bad, horrific things that are going to happen. They're going to happen because they have to happen. No, they don't have to happen. Using visualization as a positive technique, picturing yourself super successful, nailing every line, beautiful last held note, not falling at all, let alone off the stage. If you visualize your performance in the most positive light, it's telling your brain how it's supposed to go, how it should go. And your brain doesn't differentiate that between visualizing that and actually doing that. So if you take a moment and sit down before your performance and visualize yourself acing it, it will actually help you implement that into reality. It's a little woohoo, but please give it a shot. It's changed how I've looked at performance and audition and things like that. And tying into somewhat of the same thing, tip number 4 is using positive self-talk. In the same way that our body responds to the fact that if we continually put ourselves down, that self-talk can affect the way that we view ourselves and how we go through life and how we actually interact with the events that we're self-talking about. If we are using positive self-talk, even replaying a sentence in your head or saying it out loud, I am ready and well prepared. I am ready and well prepared. Make yourself believe it. I am confident and capable. I am confident and capable. I'm not going to tell myself, oh, I'm a nervous wreck right now and I suck at this. Then I'm going to be a nervous wreck and I am going to suck at this. I trust myself and my talent. I trust myself and my talent. I trust myself and my talent to get me through this. Not, oh, I know I'm going to screw it up because I screw it up every time. Okay, so use visualization and positive self-talk to help you get out of the negative mindset of that nervous spiral that we all go down before a show or an audition or something that really, nerves are practical. We care about something, so we get nervous. I'd be more concerned if you were never nervous. That's why I'm giving you these tools to deal with it, because I know it's an inevitability for you, for most people. If you're one of the few that doesn't, what are you doing here? You don't need to watch a video on nerves. You've got this. Tell me how. There's a very literal grounding activity that is used for folks who suffer from panic attacks and anxiety. It brings them out of their mind and into the real world. As actors, we want to be present performers. We want to be engaged with our scene partners or our readers. We want to be in this world and not in our heads. So this grounding exercise that is used for anxiety and panic attacks is also very good for calming down your nerves. And it's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. In your own space and in your own corner and in your own time, you're going to list 5 things you can see. Just from where you are, 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can feel, whether that's the carpet underneath your feet or a breeze on your skin, 4 things that you can physically feel, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. So using all 5 senses, we are going to bring ourselves from a heightened, panicked state into a grounded, ready to perform state. So that was 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. When you run through all of those things, you'll bring yourself to being incredibly present in your space because you are having to physically feel them through your senses. This one's going to get me in trouble. Tip number 6, avoid stimulants. I say that as a hardcore coffee drinking lady. I don't before shows. Pounding an energy drink and then rocking out an audition might feel like a good choice at the time, but stimulants physically affect your body. They affect your heart rate. They affect your awakeness. Like, yes, we want to be awake, but not in a way that's going to upstimulate us so much that we are in our heads and in a panicked or anxiety-induced state. Drinking water or herbal teas instead of coffee and energy drinks and lots of sugar before performances or before auditions is something that is going to be greatly beneficial to you. Do I always follow my own advice? No. Is this one that is an ebb and flow? Yes. But I'm trying. I'm working on it. I'm somebody who caffeine does affect greatly. So if I have something with caffeine in it in the evening, I'm like, whoa, up all night. And that's not a great place to be in when I'm ready to perform. So obviously I don't want to be tired. You got to find a balance. Avoid slamming stimulants right before you need to be grounded and present, because it might make you the opposite. It might put you in a tizzy and take your energy levels way higher than they need to be. And last but not least, my 7th tip, creating a pre-show ritual. So that can include a lot of the things that we've already talked about. I would suggest also adding music. Maybe it is a playlist, or maybe it's a specific song that you listen to before you audition. Or maybe it's certain stretches that you do, and then you do the breathing technique, and then you do the grounding technique in that order every time. If your body knows the steps that it's going to take from getting from a heightened state to a relaxed state, that is going to trigger it as well to calm down, because it's recognizing this pattern of action. When I'm nervous and up here, I know that Emery then does this. We listen to this music. Oh, I know what this music means. This music means to calm down. Okay, we're stretching. Okay, we're breathing. Oh yes, I know this routine. And I've brought myself down into a place where a performance can happen that is fueled by what it's supposed to be, what I want it to be, and not by, right? That's the whole point of this. I hope that was helpful. If I've missed any technique that you use, please share it in the comments. It's super helpful for others to see. If you have a grounding or calming technique that you use to calm down before auditions or shows, let us know. I would love to know. I'm all for learning and trying something new. If you are interested in more acting advice and theater commentary, I do acting videos weekly as well as musical theater choreography, so please throw a like and subscribe. I would love to have you as part of my community, and I will see you later for more theater goodness. Bye.